What is going on, Summoners? We're back here today with another official Marvel Contest of Champions live stream. I'm your host, Karate Mike, aka Kabamasaurus Rex, here live at the studio in Vancouver. We've got a jam-packed show, locked and loaded, waiting for you with so many champion surprises and some other fun stuff in store. So, let's not waste any more time on this intro, because it's time to get into it. What is going on, Summoners? Welcome back to another official Marvel Contest of Champions live stream, live here in Vancouver. I am your host, Karate Mike, aka Kabamasaurus Rex, and as always, I am so excited to be here live on this beautiful rainy Friday morning with you. A special live stream today because it is Halloween. What's my costume, you might ask? Well, I've got a very fun one today. I am Thor, if he happened to work for Kabam and became your live stream host and had to dress appropriately for the live stream. So it's going to be a very fun one today. We got a lot of very exciting surprises popping up on the stream. As always, if you got any questions, comments, or concerns, pop them in the chat at Kabam. We are here on Twitch, we are here on YouTube, and some other exciting places as well. And as always, I'm so excited to be doing this with you, just to interact with you guys. It's one of my favorite parts of my entire job. So, before we get into the stream today, we do have some announcements as always. Finn, can we get the thing up on the screen? Nope, there we go. All right, so for October 31st, we got some quick announcements here. Summoners Fest, Battle Realm Brawl coming up next weekend. Super excited for that. If you guys don't know, whether you're coming in person or going to be watching at home, we're going to be doing a lot of live streams for this. We're going to have some special Twitch drops that you're not going to want to miss. Speaking of that, Twitch drops today. We got those rebirth crystals in the Twitch drops now. Super excited about that. Founders War Saga is continuing on. You got a couple days left for those side quests, for the symbiote incursions, for the, what are they called? The bounty missions as well. And the final thing on the list, the one that's not super excited to talk about, well, there was an announcement yesterday on the current rebalance program. Now listen, there was a lot of information in that post that I put out yesterday. It was a relatively shorter post, not so much a long one, but there's a lot of information in it. So, don't want to harp too long on that today because we got a lot of fun and exciting stuff to talk about in the stream. I want to focus on the fun and exciting stuff, but ultimately, I've been seeing a lot of confusion around the community as to what this specifically means for champions, right? So I don't love seeing people confused. I don't love seeing people in the dark. I want everyone to completely understand what's happening. So what I want to do here is kind of just answer a couple key questions that I've been seeing float across the community ever since the post went out. So the biggest one I've been seeing is, hey, does this mean that champions are no longer getting buffed? Does this mean that you guys are no longer reworking champions? That is not even close to what's happening here. We just buffed about 37 champions 2 months ago during Rebirth. We love buffing champions. We love reshaping the meta in that way and putting new life into champions that was not there before. That is 100 million gazillion% something that we still want to do. We're going to be buffing champions until there are no more champions to buff. Then we're going to be buffing other champions that were previously buffed. How many times have we buffed Gamora? 3? Maybe we'll do a 4th. Probably not. She's actually very, very good. But you get my point. We're not going to be stopping that anytime soon. What this is essentially doing, it's only impacting that 6-month window that exists for champions after they're released, where we're like, hey, we're either going to be adjusting them downwards or upwards. Now, we've seen a lot of problems with this system at the end of the day that we just felt like it doesn't currently fit what the game needs, what the meta needs, and also what the community needs. So the big thing here is we really want you to feel like your time, your money, and your investments are being respected. And for a lot of reasons, we felt like this program wasn't serving that ultimate purpose. Now, we feel like game balance is super important. We feel like having a healthy meta is super important. So are we going to take some time? So we're going to take some time and find out what, or explore different options to kind of come up with like a better system that works for the community, works for us. That way everyone could be on the same page. We're going to be keeping you up to date the entire way to make you guys feel like you're completely in the loop. That's our main intention here, is to make sure we have the healthiest meta, the healthiest game, and make sure everybody is on the same page when it comes to their champions. So ultimately, we're going back to when we released champions, and that's what the champions are, right? So I've seen questions like, okay, so the champions after Spider-Woman, Carolina and Nico, are they being touched? The champions were released, and that's what the champions are. So as of now, there's no plans for those champions to be touched in either direction. So I've seen a lot of confusion about that. I've seen a lot of players over the past year or so pull a new champion, get really excited that they pulled the new champion, and then not touch them for a few months because they're anxious if they're going to be adjusted in either direction. And ultimately, I don't feel like that's the best player experience. So we're going back to the system of how it always used to be. How you felt about champions in 2022, how you felt about champions in 2021, that's how you should feel about new champion releases now, because that's the current system that is going to be in place. All right, I feel like that answers pretty much all of the questions that I have been seeing about this. We have a lot of stuff going on in the stream. We have a lot of exciting things. We have a bunch of reveals. We have way more reveals next weekend when it comes to Summoners Fest live stream, so we're going to save a lot of the big juicy stuff there. But let's start jumping into this stream. Moving forward, Finn. Alrighty. So, Twitch drops. By the way, if you don't have your Twitch drops linked up, make sure you link up your Twitch drops because we got those rebirth crystals. We got to go ahead and update that picture there because that is a Okoye and Gentle. So that's been there for a few months. We got to change that up. But if you haven't linked up your Twitch drops, make sure you link up your Twitch drops because those rebirth crystals are mighty juicy. And of course, as always, we got some giveaways going on as well. We got our standard 5 Titan crystals that we're going to be giving out at the end of the stream. We also have champion choice between Lizard and Spider-Man Pavita Pavalker. Super, super exciting. Make sure you enter the giveaway at playcontestofchampions.com/stream giveaway. Do that now. Go and enter. Make sure you enter for a chance to win those juicy prizes. Alrighty. So, the Founders War Saga has been going on for about a month now. Now, last month was an extremely juicy month when it came to Saga activities. Lots and lots of fun stuff. Of course, the new Saga Chase was released in Stealth Spidey. The new Idol Chase was released in Imperiosa. We got those special rotating Saga boosts, Saga-themed raids, Saga Sale, what came and went, the Symbiote Incursion special event. This month, we're going to have even more special Saga incursions, Alliance War Encounter Showcase, and a Saga-themed meta event, and some more to come. So, Founders War Saga, new Saga's Chase. We got Stealth Suit Spider-Man. A lot of players already have this guy. I personally have one at rank 4 Sync 200, and he absolutely slaps. One of my favorite champions. Super excited he's in the 7-star pool now. Finn, can we get that graphic up on the screen? So, the way you get this guy is essentially you do lots of content over the course of the saga, and you get these minion crystals. Then you open up the minion crystals, and you get the minions. There's also a 0.1% chance that you can get lucky and pull that 7-star Stealth Spidey early, which I think is really, really fun. So, that's Stealthy, that's the Chase. He's absolutely incredible. What a fun skill champion. Let's keep it going. All right, what else we got here? Summon Symbiotes, Adventure Time Incursions. This guy's adventure is almost over. Little Steve came back for the holiday season, his holiday season, and it's been so much fun going through incursions with this guy. So if you haven't done this yet, jump in. Once you get past the first room, this guy goes absolutely insane with the pre-fights, with the cross fights going on. You juice him up with all of the stuff, and he becomes an absolute monster. The 1-star champion is one of the strongest champions in the entire game. I think that's so fun. The Founders War Saga special rotating boost. So, when it came to Hunger and Cure activities, it ended up where the Cure was the winner. So there's going to be an additional Saga boost for the Cure in November, where you gain an indefinite 35% endurance passive when the dormant virus from that boost expires. Now, while that's active, each time the virus activates, you're going to gain a 15% missing health as adrenaline with a 15% fury passive for 5 seconds, and this fury is paused when landing a hit. I see somebody say we need 7-star Steve. That would be absolutely broken beyond belief. Absolutely broken beyond belief. So do it. I like it. I like it. All right. Speaking of fun stuff, Battlegrounds Season 33, the anniversary season, number 3. Double 3s for the 3rd. Look at that. I just realized that. That launched on October 22nd. So there's a very, very long solo event there where you can get some Tier 7 basic fragments. You can get 7-star Sig Stones. You can get Titan Shards. And of course, profile picture and emote in ranked rewards. And this all coincides with the Alliance Super Season. That is now over. That is now over now. Also, Really fun thing. If you happen to match up against a Kabam employee with the developer's title and you win that match, you get the Kabammed emote at the end of the season. Super, super fun stuff. Oh, how about this? Battleground Store update. Little surprise here, launching on November 26th. The Battleground Store is going to be getting a little bit of an update. Now, this is not a major update because Radiance is still the main competitive store. However, we wanted to give trophy tokens a little bit of a boost here. So there's going to be some new Tier 7 basic catalyst fragments, some 7-star generic signature stones, some Tier 3 class alloys to rank up your relics further. Again, this is not going to be the juiciest update. Honestly, it's going to be very similar to how the Glory Store was just recently updated, where, hey, it's pretty good. It's definitely a lot better than it was. There are some materials like Tier 7 Basic that was not there in the past. But it's not going to be like the Radiant store where you could pop in there, drop 100,000 Radiance, get a Tier 7 Basic, right? So we do want to keep Radiance as the premium store in the game. However, trophy tokens, you kind of like dump them when you're at the cap right now, so we want to put some more stuff in there that's more beneficial, that you can kind of feel excited about getting trophy tokens in different ways. You know, you're getting trophy tokens in the Battlegrounds anniversary event, right? We don't want to keep you towards the cap. We want you to be excited to use your resources, essentially. Big Thing will be making a return, by the way. So Big Thing during the holiday season, this is far out. This is like a month and a half, a little bit more from now. Yeah, about a month and a half and 2 days. So Big Thing will return for an Alliance War season over the holidays. The past like 2 years or so, we've taken a very extended off season during the holidays. We're not going to be doing that. We're not going to be doing a very long off season this time. We're going to be running a new version of Big Thing. So essentially, we want to ease the burden off the holiday war season. We're going to update the map with some more intuitive nodes, and we're going to have an updated solo event as well. Going to be the same idea as the first time we ran Big Thing, with a little bit of a new feel, still with 1 fight per summoner per war. It's going to be going on for the entire length of the season. This guy's making a comeback after the Fantastic Force season. Big Thing, very contentious upon release. At first, players were not loving this update, but then as it went on, players were liking it a lot more, and players have been begging for this to come back, both in the competitive scene and also the casual scene of Alliance War. So Alliance War is a very interesting place where we have a lot of very dedicated war players. Those same players also don't love doing Alliance War over the holiday season. So we feel like this is kind of like the best way to go about this, where we can kind of make everybody happy when it comes to war a little bit, where we can kind of bring Big Thing back, but we're not going to put it in places where, you know, other players don't always want it. So it's a tough balance to walk here, but we're going to be doing round 2 of Big Thing with some updates. Speaking of Alliance War, Big Thing is the best. Nice. So here's the thing. I should have done that. I can't believe I didn't do here's the thing. Anyway, Alliance War Encounter Showcase is going to be dropping on November 7th. Going to be lasting through December 10th. We've got a bit of a longer build here, I believe, this month. So highlights the fantastic and frightful tactics from Alliance War during the Fantastic Force saga. We're going to be updating these rewards a little bit as well. Completion and exploration rewards in total. As always, same format, 2 paths. It's going to be up to 50% of a Tier 7 basic catalyst now, with some 7-star Saga 6 stones. Of course, we're popping the Minion Crystals and the Invade Essence in there for the Saga chases. Got some Titan Shards. Got some Awakening Gem Shards. We also have the Saga Champion Showcase as well, running for the same duration. Now, I'm seeing someone saying way too many events going on at once. Totally understand that. There's a lot happening in this game. This is a massive game. One thing to note here is that these are running for about 5 weeks here, right? So I would say at first, you know, this is going to launch at the same time as the new event quest. There's the Battleground season going on. I would say personally, you know, split up your time in a way where it feels the least overwhelming to you, right? So maybe like in your mind, instead of thinking, all right, this goes out in the first week, kind of think to yourself, all right, I'm going to be doing this one during the 3rd week of the month. I'm going to be doing the event quest in week 1. I'm going to be trying out the new side quest in week 2. I'm going to be sprinkling in some battlegrounds as I go along whenever I'm on the train to work, or doing something else. And then for week 3, once I'm done with the side quest, once I'm mostly done with EQ, I'm going to jump into Alliance War Encounter Showcase. I'm going to jump into the Saga Showcase, that kind of thing. So time management is definitely a big thing here when it comes to, you know, a game that's as massive as MCOC. So that's just something that you pick up along the way. So this time with Saga Champion Showcase, there's going to be Cosmic and Science paths. You're going to be using team of 5 Hashtag fantastic champions. And the path rewards, 10% tier 7 basic fragments. That may have been increased, actually. I'm not entirely sure there. I don't actually know for sure if it was. But there's also 4 to 5 cosmic and science rank up gems, some Saga 7-star 6 stones, and 7.5 7-star shards per path, equaling 1 full crystal. Incursions as well. This one's launching way out there, speaking of lots of stuff happening at once. This one's happening in December. However, it's technically happening before the next live stream. So we're going to be talking about it because this is in the next build, even though this is a bit of a longer one, right? So essentially, you want to use Saga Champions to push through 15 themed zones of incursions with defending Science and Mutant Champions. So, as always, you got the tier 7 basic fragments, you have a tier 4 alpha catalyst, some minion crystals, you got your invade essence, you got your 1 to 2 gem, and you have 15 sig stones as well. This is very different from the symbiote incursions that we just had. This is your typical Saga incursions. And then the regular incursions will be returning on December 31st. Happy New Year's. The Defender theme will remain with Joe Fixit and Strife bosses. And as always, new boss hacks will be rotated in, and older hacks will be rotated out. Check out the usual spaces for full details on all the hack information very soon. All right, so speaking of side quests, we talked a little bit about towers last live stream. So this is going to be a new side quest format that's launching on November 12th. It's a brand new meta event format inspired by other tower climb formats. This one's called Top of the Charts, featuring our boy Lumatrix up here. So this is kind of featuring like a time attack style gameplay where if you run out of time, you just hit retry. If you die, you just hit retry. There are some vanilla fights, focus on speed. We got a video to play as well. Let's pop that video up there. So, essentially, you're going to be getting these tokens to enter the quest. So this is going to be essentially how it looks. You go in with your Saga champions. As you can see, there are no hard nodes here, but there is a time counting down. There's a time counting down. If you intercept, you get a Fury. You want to go ahead and kill your defenders, knock out your defenders as soon as humanly possible. So what I'm doing here is going for a special 1 with Arnim Zola with that special 1 lock. Gonna bait out the special 2 from Black Panther in the corner here. Some typical Arnim Zola gameplay. Going for a heavy attack, get him in the corner, spam those heavies, and I'm getting ready for the next fight. Someone's saying that's not a tower, that's a line. Technically, yeah, that's true. So then you go on down the line to your next elimination choice node here, and you pick your next defender. We talked a bit about if you die, you just retry. So check this out here. Boom, look at this. Watch this. We died, no revives, no potions. Guess what? We're going back in. Boom. Now what if we run out of time? What if we run out of time? Well, guess what? You go back in. No revives, no potions, you just hit retry. And that's pretty much all it really is. And you kind of keep going until you get through it. If you end up quitting the quest or retrying the quest, wanting to start over, you can absolutely do that. The token is consumed upon completion of the line or the tower. So yeah, new fun little meta event format. It's going to be a fun little time. You go in, try to go as fast as you possibly can, get some intercepts, get the Furies. That's all it's going to be. It's going to be a fun little casual little side quest. And yeah, this is maybe something that we want to build upon in the future. Want to see how you guys like it. I think it's really fun. I think it's really fun. Speaking of, another quick little mini side quest here. We have Deadpool's mini tour maze from December 3rd through December 10th. This one, it's a mini November side quest, and I put the quotations around November because it's the November build. However, it launches in December. So, very simple stuff here. This one's going for a week. You complete a solo event to earn entries. There's Rift-style gameplay. You get ported to a quest lane, 3 fights in the boss. That's pretty much it. There's also going to be 1 path selector and solo objectives as well. And pretty easy stuff. All right, so now it's time to move on to some other fun champion stuff. But before we do that, Casey Allen wants to say thank you for mentioning him on his comment on the last live stream. My man, I got you, dude. All right, now it's time to start talking about some of my favorite parts of the streams. We got Spider-Man Pavita Prabarkar, who's currently in your double track event. Why don't we run the deep dive video of what this guy's doing?
To begin,
strike the opponent while getting them to move over the mystic webs as often as you can to apply Spider Seal buffs. Make sure to weave in a heavy attack to inflict his Power Steal passive. Upon reaching 1 bar, bait your opponent's dash and immediately activate your special to intercept and push them through the web to inflict additional Spider Seals. If you're having trouble getting the opponent to play into your webs, you can double tap block during a heavy or special, and this will disable the auto run, allowing you to stay behind the web and force the opponent to come to you. Use another special one to knock the opponent over the web again to stack even more Spider Seal buffs on them. From here, build to 2 bars of power and launch your special to watch that massive burst of damage wipe out your opponent's health bar. And hey, if your Spider-Man is awakened, that marked passive gains increased potency, allowing him to stop those pesky Cosmic Defenders from cheating their fate. All right, so that was Spider-Man Pavita Prabarker. Super excited, man. Super exciting stuff. We got a lot of Spider-Man in the game, and this one is very unique and got a lot of fun stuff going on. So there's a lot in Spider-Man's kit here. I had to bring in an expert because this guy had not ready yet? No, we are ready yet. All right, so we had to bring in, we're doing it live, folks. We're doing it live. We got some technical stuff sometimes. Had to bring in an expert, someone who knows this guy just a little bit better than me. We got the designer. I asked my buddy, my old broadcast buddy from Battle Royale Brawl 2023, Kabam DLL, to join me today to talk about his new child, Spidey Pavita Prabarker. What's going on, dude?
Yeah, happy to be here.
Dude, thank you so much for joining us. First and foremost, your first time on the official Kabam Marvel Contest of Champions live stream. It's great to have you here, man. Before we jump into Spidey here, why don't you tell us a little bit, who are you, what do you do for the game, what do you work on, all that fun stuff?
Yeah, so I am a champion designer. Pavita's my 13th champion at this point, and so that is my primary responsibility. I also do a lot of playtesting of various endgame content, help other people build out nodes, that kind of thing, whenever it comes to coding that's champion adjacent.
Nice. Awesome stuff, man. So can we get a wider shot here, Finn? Beautiful, yeah. So there's so much going on in Spidey's kit here. And first and foremost, that's not a typo, by the way. December 11th is when this guy's pre-release bundles go live. And the Arena and Crystals December 18th. It's because he is in the double track right now that launches in November. But we always pop out the pre-release bundles and crystals as well. So there's so much going on in this guy's kit here where all of his attacks deal energy damage, he doesn't make contact with cosmics, he summons 3 mystical webs on the field at the start of the fight, and there's so much going on, I almost want to just kind of show, not tell. Are you feeling comfortable doing a fight here? All right, so let's go up here. All right, let's plug this one in. All right, so we'll talk about this guy as we do a fight. So, let's get the fight up on the screen, Finn. Beautiful. All right, so why don't you walk me through a little bit what is going on here? So we see these arena traps going on.
Right, so we've used these kinds of traps before, and I really like a lot of that gameplay. One of the things that I was trying to do for this guy was make it so that you cared about where you were in the field, but it didn't have to be one specific spot. Like, I could be playing this fight in the corner, and that would be fine. But I can also stay in the middle here and feel like I have a little bit more just kind of give and take, right? Hey, buddy, come on. Thank you.
There he goes.
Yeah, so basically every time they come over the trap, we are putting those buffs on them, and then we're going to want to sidestep into our specials to deal a bunch of damage. And then we are also going to build up the vulnerabilities that way. One thing here to shout out is that throwing the special too early and having it not knock him out can actually be good for the way Pavita's kit works, because his marked passive gets stronger as the fight goes on, but it doesn't update until the damage is done. And so sometimes it is, if you really want to make sure that that death immunity doesn't happen, then you're going to want to get him down before you actually try and land the finishing blow.
Wow, great job. Very clean fight.
Thanks.
Very nice. So, one thing watching that, man, is that, the arena traps were really cool. Tell us a little bit about like how you got to the traps and in the middle and in the corners and like how you came to that decision.
Right, so we've built champions who like put the opponent in the corner before, and that's a fun style of gameplay, but I was really inspired by playing Leader a lot, who I really like, and he obviously asks you to stay just in the middle.
Yes.
And that's fun, but sometimes it's not quite exactly where the fight takes you, and so I wanted to experiment with what if you didn't have to worry about the placement of the traps, you didn't have to worry about staying in a specific spot, but you still cared about that spatial gameplay. And so I was like, all right, we're gonna try 3. And the third one, obviously being in your own corner, is for when things go terribly wrong and you need to salvage them. Hopefully, not that important most of the time. And so then from there, I took inspiration from the other Mystic Spidey we have, who I know we're both big fans of.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, that's going to be how he puts buffs on the opponent. And then I was kind of taking inspiration from Cytalis, and I was like, well, then I really want to knock them through the traps with a special. I found myself special intercepting, and so I started adding gameplay around that. And from there, the gameplay was pretty much set, and it was just a matter of like tuning and getting the RPG abilities attached.
Very, very cool stuff, man. And you know, you mentioned Spider-Man, Sorcerer Supreme, and I find it very cool. I like the similarities there, where there's definitely some connections, but at the same time, they both feel extremely unique.
Right.
But one thing I love about it is that, I mean, with Spider-Man characters, just in general, there's the whole Spider-Verse, and everyone is connected through the web and all that fun stuff. And both Mystic Spider-Man characters in MCOC, they have the Spider Seal buffs.
Right.
Right, and I find that connection really cool, where it's like, hey, Spider-Man is Spider-Man in every universe, right? And they're all unique, and they're all different, but they do have that connection, and
Right.
it's I find that thematically very, very cool. So
Absolutely.
I'm really curious now after seeing you play him live. Great job, by the way, and talking about what he can do. Where do you see Spider-Man doing really well in the game?
So obviously he's got the marked passive, and that is good for Serpent and Dark Phoenix. But the other thing is that as we were planning out what we wanted to do with him, we wanted to build another neutralized champion, but we also know that there are some very powerful neutralized champions out there.
Without a doubt.
And so we kind of had to ask ourselves, okay, where do they fail, right? And it's normally when you apply their neutralize effects and then something goes wrong and you are waiting something out and then they fall off. And so that's why his neutralize is when the opponent activates a special, because it catches specifically those effects. It's really good for that. So any Cosmic Champion where your concern is the buff on activation, he's going to be really strong. Nodes where there's a buff on activation, he's going to be good for that kind of thing.
So Footloose, for example, comes to mind.
Right, exactly. And then when he prevents buffs, he still gains the seals. So you're going to see buffs going up on your opponent. They're just going to be your buffs and not the buffs they want.
Interesting. Very, very interesting stuff, man. So yeah, it feels like he's got a lot of cool little tricks against Cosmic Champions in his kit.
Yeah, he's
That's
fun.
really fun stuff. Can we get the slide deck back up, Finn? Yeah, really, really cool stuff. So as we said, we got the pre-release bundles in Crystalline Arena in December. However, you can actually, he's available for trade-in in about 7 days, 6 days, 5 days. Math is crazy. 5 days, it's the end of the month. In 5 days, if you picked up the milestone boosters, but if not, you can get them on December 31st or anywhere in between, depending on like the how much you play and the mini boosters and all that fun stuff as well. But yeah, Spider-Man, Pavita Prabarkar, really, really cool stuff. Dude, thank you so much for joining us on the stream. It was an absolute pleasure having you here. Thank you for playing live, and thank you for kind of giving us a little expert look on the new Spidey.
Yeah, of course.
All right.
Hopefully it doesn't take 13 more champions to be back.
Hopefully not. We'll have to see, man. Maybe you should live a little bit closer. All right. Thank you so much to Kabam DLO for joining me on the stream. We got another very fun and exciting champion to show you. Roll the clip.
To begin, strike the opponent to start building power and inflicting your rupture debuffs. Build to just under 2 bars and bait your opponent's dash to dex and trigger precision, then immediately launch your special 1 to become buff immune and gain that unstoppable and unblockable combo. Now, combo into your striker to give yourself easy access to a stun-free heavy attack to pause all his personal debuffs and bait as many special attacks as possible to build up that burst. Continue striking the opponent to stack up those ruptures, and once you reach your special 2, bait your opponent's dash and dex. Then immediately launch and watch that massive burst of damage destroy their health bar. Now, keep in mind, if you have other buffs on you for any reason, there's less emphasis on dexing into your specials. So, Lizard really loves those Mystic champions who place buffs on you as a defensive trick. And hey, if you need a little extra juice, build Lizard up the same way as before, but use his special 3 instead to gain even more burst damage at the end of the attack. And just admire that giant burst of red damage at the finale.
All right, so the beast that escaped from Oscorp Lab is finally joining Marvel Contest of Champions, and I'm so excited about it. Let's get the slide deck up, Finn. Oh my God, look at how insane this guy's character model looks. So Lizard is coming to the game very, very soon. In 6 days, he's finally entering the contest. So let's talk a little bit about what Lizard's got going on here. He's immune to poison. He's also immune to heal block while a buff is active on him or while he's unstoppable. He has a chance to inflict rupture on all of his attacks. He gains regen passives when struck. Intercepting or interrupting heavy attacks grants him tracking so he can counter miss. He's buff immune during his own special attacks, which is pretty interesting. It's kind of like a Mr. Negative type ability where when you dash back, you get rid of the buffs, where this one, they kind of like get removed when you use your special attack, and this can be good for like Man-Thing, for example, or like, you know, nodes that put like the placebo buffs on you when you don't want them. You can also utilize your precision buff from dexterity, all that kind of stuff. And when you use a special attack, when you have a buff on you, he goes unstoppable. And the final hit of the special 2 and the special 3 essentially do a burst of damage based on like how much damage has been done on the opponent during their special attacks, which is really, really interesting. So it's kind of like it's really hard to kind of like find this comparison. It's kind of like a Scorpion / Spot Science mix in a way and how he does his damage. But let's go ahead and do just a little fight here talking about it against, we'll do Ebony Maw. So if we can get the fight up on the screen, Finn, while we talk through this. Here we go. So basically, we got the intercept for the tracking. We're getting the rupture on. Nice, nice, nice. Now I'm gonna bait a special 1 from Ebony Maw here so I can get the Fury on me. Or maybe not, great. That's fine. But what I want to do here is I want to get a special 1 off while I have the precision buff. Now the reason why I wanted to do that was so I can get the unstoppable. Now, doing some damage, we're going to build up to a special 2. And this should just about do it. Big burst of damage at the end. So yeah, naturally you don't want to bait the special 1 when you have the dexterity precision, like I did. Little blunder there in this matchup, but hey, you kind of get the idea. Imagine that didn't happen. Imagine that I had the Fury from Ebony Maw special 1, and then I went in, used my special 1, it got removed. It all went a little bit faster. But yeah, that's how that pretty much works. That's Lizard. He's super exciting. I think he's bringing a lot of really fun stuff to the game. Really, really cool stuff. And he just looks absolutely incredible as well. Really, really beautiful stuff. The art team completely knocked this out of the park. I love the stuff we put up on social with his tail hanging out the door and escaping the tube at the lab. Just really, really fun stuff. Super, super awesome stuff. And just a little reminder here when it comes to champions, Grandmaster's Grace is continuing on. So this might be the last time I include this slide in the stream, because it was initially a test, a 4-month test during the Fantastic Four saga. And then the past 2 months, we're continuing it, and now we're just kind of continuing it. So there are going to be those limited edition first appearance Lizard and Spider-Man Pavita Parker with the cosmetics and the first appearance cosmetics that you can't get from Grandmaster's Grace, of course. But hey, Grandmaster's Grace is going to continue on anyway as it is, which is really, really fun. So reminder, if you like Lizard, if you like Spider-Man, Pavita Parker, you can get one of these 5 champions today. If you go on playcontestofchampions.com/stream giveaway, you can absolutely win one. So make sure you do that on top of your Twitch drops, of course. Look at this, man. Look at all of this. The Sinister Six around these 2 Spider-Men. from different universes. Super exciting, super fun, absolutely love it. Now, of course, we also have another new champion joining very, very soon. In fact, it's going to be in December. I believe it's on December 9th. We have another idol. Now, I don't believe we've revealed the class of this idol yet. Now, it's not necessarily a secret. I just haven't said it yet. Any guesses? Any guesses in chat what class Imperiosa is? Let's see some guesses. Let's see some guesses. Someone said Peter Parker. That's not a class. Well, guess what? Lucky Strat Jacket was the first one to see say the correct one there. Imperiosa is going to be a cosmic idol, joining Lumitrix as skills, Solvark as tech. There's a full view there of the entire studio. How about that? All right, got Dave back there. Hey, Dave. What's up? Yeah, so Cosmic Idol coming to the game, final idol. Now, you guys can stop guessing now, by the way, because it's Cosmic. See, everyone's still guessing. It's Cosmic, it's Cosmic, that's it. That's it, no more guesses. So yeah, she's coming in December, super exciting stuff, man. Now listen, in the past, for Lumitrix and Solvark, we replaced the idol new release with a new champion. We did Baron Zemo for Lumitrix. No, we didn't. We did Gallon for Lumitrix, and we did Baron Zemo for Solvark. Well, for Imperiosa, we're doing something very, very similar, and in November, coming to the 7-star pool, there's going to be a new 7-star. That's going to be Cassie Lang. So Cassie Lang will be going through the new champion treatment. Pre-release bundles on November 18th, Crystals in Arena on November 27th. If you don't know what Cassie does, she's immune to buffs, immune to poison, immune to shock. She has reapplicable power stings. She misses on her heavy attack, taunt on her special 1, and with those guaranteed crits on the special 2 if the taunt is active. She's going to be in the Titan pool, all that fun stuff. Cassie feels absolutely ridiculous as a 7-star at rank 4, by the way. Finn, can you play the clip with the audio on over it? So here we have a Dr. Doom we're going to go up against. Tanky little Dr. Doom. So we can charge that heavy attack, stack on those power stings, right? We're going to go in. I'm going to push this guy to special 2. That's the goal here, right? So when you do that, you're going to place the taunt on him. And then I'm going to do some like Science Tiger type stuff. Watch this. We're going to Dex, dash in, boom, miss the entire special 2, hold it for a little bit, place some more power stings. Now I'm gonna go for a light ending combo to place that poison. Look at that power sting damage, all those stings get refreshed. Now, I could just bait a few special 1s. However, I'm gonna go for the special 2 while the taunt is still active and get those absolutely ridiculous guaranteed crits. So, yeah man, Cassie Lang as a 7-star, coming to the game, pretty exciting stuff. Pretty exciting stuff. I'm personally very excited for Cassie. Can we get the slide deck up? Yeah, really, really fun stuff. Where's the giveaway link? It's playcontestofchampions.com/stream giveaway. You go on that on an external site, and you put in your information, and you get a chance to win at the end of the stream. But yeah, that's Cassie, man. She's actually really, really cool. I feel like she kind of fell off in the meta, like pretty hard when we moved to 7-stars. When 7-stars were released a few years ago. At this point, it's been a while at this point. So she's been out of the meta for a while, but she is really, really solid. Very, very good against Mystic Champions, extremely tanky. I can absolutely see Cassie making a comeback. So yeah, excited to see what happens with her. All right, talking about champions, we got to talk about some other fine gentlemen coming to the 7-star pool. With that pick up there, Finny. Look at this. Look at these two distinguished gentlemen, Super Skrull and Yondu. Someone's saying I don't think you really like her, Mike. First of all, I'm a big Cassie fan. Really huge Cassie fan. I've always been a big Cassie Lang fan. I'm actually very excited to get her. I would take her to rank 4 personally, very quickly. Anyway, boom, Yondu and Super Skrull. So, coming in November, we have the Regal Ravagers event starting on November 21st. Now, with this event, there's going to be offers for units and cash as always, and 7-star Yondu and Super Skrull will be making a first appearance. Now, they will be regular 7-stars and also first appearance 7-stars as well. One big thing here in orange here, lower priced featured champions. So this is something that we've heard a lot of feedback on when it came to champions that we featured in events and sales, right? So the unit price, we've been hearing, hey, the unit price for champions is super duper high. Honestly, super valid response, super valid feedback there. So we took that back. We put a lot of thought into it. We put a lot of thought into the tuning and everything. And the prices are significantly reduced when it comes to the 7-star versions of Yondu and Super Scroll, to the point where here there's a choice between the two at about 10,000 units. And that's not just outright. That's if you purchase the other unit offers as well. You know, there's obviously going to be a bunch of them. When you get to 10,000, you get your choice between Yondu or Super Scroll. When you get to 15,000, you get your choice at a first appearance Yondu or Super Scroll. There's also going to be 2 versions in the web store milestone track as well, again at a lower threshold. There as well. So in total, there's going to be 4 versions here. So you could pick up, if you want, first appearance versions of both of them. You could also pick up a 660 version of both of them, or one of them. Wouldn't recommend that option personally. I'd recommend both if you're going for that. But yeah, there's also going to be a CCP promo code as well. Stay tuned for that. Keep watching all your favorite creators so you don't miss that. And this is a 2-week event, so it's going to be a little bit longer this time, with a lot of other stuff going on. So there's also going to be a solo event here where you collect tokens for a build your own offer and a solo event. Now, if you log in each day, you claim a token from the game store. There are 14 tokens needed for 1 build your own offer. And there's going to be additional tokens in the Regal Ravager daily deals and cash offers as well. So we're doing something different this time, where on top of the normal deals for units and cash, we're also going to be doing bite-sized daily deals as well, similar to like the dailies that we have currently, but they're going to be themed for the Regal Ravagers event. So basically, they're about 500 units or $5, and you can get like, I think tuning is still happening, but there's like 6 stones and Titan shards and all that stuff in them basically. Or if you don't want to get any of the larger unit packages, you can essentially just get the 500 unit ones, build up to the 10,000 units to pick up Super Scroll or Yondu, and you can grab up to 4 of the build your own offers. And the tokens also contribute to a solo event with Sig Stones and Rank Up Gems specifically geared towards Yondu and Super Scroll. And I believe you can get them both at rank 4 with those gems, and also enough Sigs to take 1 to Sig 200. So Super Scroll we showed last month. We're not going to show that again. His buff went live this month. He's pretty cool. Feels really good as a 7-star. But we do have a clip for Yondu, because it's been a few months since Yondu went live, and I feel like people are forgetting just how fun he really is. Play the clip, Finn.
Yondu's back, and it's his time to shine. Yondu's been kicking it for a few months now, but let's have a little refresher of what's new. First up, he traded his bleeds for stronger ruptures. On top of that long heal block, he also has a stifle on his special 1 now. So, if you mess up, the opponent won't gain much power. Speaking of, they also suffer 10% reduced combat power rate for each debuff on them, up to 50%. His special 2 also got a juicy upgrade. With more potent furies and an easier to reach stack limit, those Yaka arrows pack a punch. Stack up those furies, then pile on those debuffs, and you got some spicy damage over time. Oh yeah, and that fin on his head grants him immunity to concussion debuffs when fighting against mutant champions. So, practice that sinister special 2 dex. Not to mention, Yondu is still one of the tankiest champions out there. Stack on your debuffs and let the potent weakness from his Sig ability keep you safe against all kinds of danger across the battle realm.
So that is Yondu, and Super Scroll is super cool as well. There is videos on Super Scroll on our YouTube, on our socials, if you want to go check out that one again. But yeah, both of these champions are super duper improved from how they were in the past. Can we get the slide up again, Finn? So one thing right here about the tokens for the build your own offer, yes, you can get one completely for free. It's not a calendar, by the way. I do want to call that out. It's not a calendar, so you have to go into like the store in game and pretty much just claim that token every day. So log in, claim your token, get your thing. So yeah, man, that's Super Scroll. That is Yondu coming to the game for Cyber Weekend. You know, I've seen a lot of players recently when, you know, we've been buffing champions like Rhino, Super Scroll, Yondu. I've seen a lot of predictions around that are like, oh, those champions are going to be a repeat of the Glorious Guardians like we did for Banquet last year. Well, those champions are not going to be in the Banquet this year, as you can see. But this champion is. Play the video.
Jane Foster's back and feeling mightier than ever. This buff is all about making Jane feel like the god she was always meant to be. All of her basic attacks have a chance to inflict herself with a shock passive, and one's guaranteed when she nullifies a buff. These give her increased attack and increase her critical rating on her heavy when the opponent is stunned. Oh yeah, she can also stun them with her heavy immediately after a non-combo ending attack, and that heavy inflicts 2 staggers. When those expire, or when they nullify a buff, her shocks are paused for 5 seconds. You could use her special 1 to gain fervor and stack on shocks even faster, then cash out on the special 2 and transfer them to the opponent, dealing devastating shock over 2 seconds. And if you're looking for some spicy yellow numbers, spam that special 3 for a massive power gain passive and juice up your crit rating even further. Jane Foster has some other mystical tricks up her sleeve. Stay tuned to find out what else she can do. There must always be a Thor. Jane Foster is unleashed in the November update.
So actually, I said I was Thor for Halloween. Actually, Jane Foster for Halloween. I just don't look anything like her whatsoever, and it's actually a really bad costume. So that is something that wrong thing right there. That one, this one, launching in November, Thor Jane Foster. Someone's saying this is like her 4th buff. It's actually the 2nd buff, but it's a really good one. So those shocks on the special 2, absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy stuff, man. The video pretty much kind of explained all of it here. But it's 100% shock resistance, inflicts self-shock passes on herself. They increase her attack. Fervor on her special 1 for more shocks, and then you can go for the special 2 to transfer those shocks onto the opponent to do like some Nebula style massive shocks. Also, one thing I really love here is the heavy stun after non-combo ending attacks. 2 staggers on those heavy still, of course, and the special 3 for like huge mega ultra power gain and mega crit rating increase, which is super cool, man. Super cool stuff. So yeah, Jane Foster, she's going to be joining the banquet this year. Now, banquet is not happening for a bit. We're like 2 months out from that. However, one of the toughest parts of my job is kind of like revealing champion info to you in a way that's going to be exciting, the most fun way to do so, while also putting you in the best position where you can kind of make the investment that you want to make and support like the way you run your account, right? So one thing that we see every year, from my perspective at least, when I'm on the forums, Discord, other community spaces, is like, hey, so I spent the past 6 months grinding units. Should I use them on Cyber Weekend or should I save them for Banquet? This is a topic quite literally every single year for the past 10 years. I don't think it's much of a spoiler to say, hey, both of those events are happening this year, right? So I also don't think it's too crazy to kind of give you a sneak peek of what's coming up in the future. That way you can kind of make the best decision for your account. If you want to put those units into champions like Yondu or Super Scroll, or put them into champions like Jane Foster or other ones. So let's talk a little bit about champions of the future and looking ahead on what's to come. So Banquet will return. Spoiler alert. We're exploring ways to make the Banquet Crystal opening experience much more fun. More details next month. Obviously, the Crystal opening experience was not a good time last year. Wasn't a great time the year before that. That has to change. We're doing a lot of stuff to make that a completely different experience, and we'll talk all about that next month. That's far out. But last year's Banquet featured the Banquet box with Glorious Guardians, a Banquet Realm event, and a 7-star trophy champion. This year will feature very similar things, however, different aspects of all of it. So in 2025, we're going to be launching the Founders Keeper box. Coming in December, the Banquet box returns with 6 champions, 2 reworks, and 4 first-time 7-stars. First-time 7-stars meaning champions coming to the 7-star pool. So Jane Foster, of course, is taking over the Mystic one. Someone's saying boxes are not fun. I don't know. Boxes are a lot more fun than crystals, in my opinion, because with crystals, you can kind of get like the same champion over and over. With the box, you can get a bunch of different ones. So anyway, Jane Foster is coming for Mystic, completely reworked, 7-star for the first time. Up next, we have a tech champion. Now, there aren't too many more tech champions to release. There are a few that could use a buff, so I was trying to figure out here, should we rework a tech champion? Should we bring one up to the 7-star pool? And I was kind of going on Discord and trying to figure out, like, what should we do here? What should we do? And I don't get coins here saying, real question, why is Nimrod not a 7-star yet? I miss him. I said Nimrod's cool. I don't get coins made a great point here. He is very cool. That's why I want him so bad. And then the best point of all, Ham said, I also have a suspicion I Don't Get Coins is going to be featured in the next live stream. Well, play the clip, Finn.
The Ultimate Sentinel is making a comeback. Nimrod returns in this year's Banquet Box and is ready to dominate the contest like never before. With Invalidate, Regen Removal, and devastating shots on his Special 2, he's the robot that mutant champions hate to see coming. How will this unstoppable force of destruction impact the battle realm? Stay tuned to find out who else is joining him.
I saw somebody say there's no way I still have water left in the mug. I promise there's water in here. Maybe I'm refilling it every time I do a video. You don't know. I also saw somebody earlier say Cassie over Nimrod. Why? And that is a very, very funny coincidence, honestly. And it took a lot not to call that out earlier. I'm also seeing somebody say Rare Kabam W. Hey man, I'll take it. I'll absolutely take that. We'll totally take that. Yeah, lots of excitement for Nimrod here. Love that. Love that. That's fun. Fun stuff. Yeah. Imagine Electra and Skill. That'd be cool. I like Electra. Is that a hint? Maybe. Maybe it's not. So yeah, that's one thing that's coming. Now, another thing here, I said there was 3 things that happened. There was the Banquet Box, there was the Realm event, and there was the Trophy Champion. I said there's going to be very similar things, except different at the same time. There's more champions coming in the Realm event. Coming in December, like 2024, Banquet will have a Realm event with 2 more first-time 7-stars that will be featured here. During Cyber, I said, hey, we're going to be making champion costs lower when it comes to units and all that fun stuff, right? Same thing here, where the cost is not going to be exorbitant here. It's still being tuned, all that fun stuff, but it is going to be not extreme. Like, it's not going to be in like the 30,000, 36,000 unit range, right? And again, I'm trying to give you agency on if you want to do units for, you know, Cyber Weekend or Banquet or both. But anyway, there is a skill champion. There is a mystic champion. Are there any guesses to who it might be? We're running out of time here. There's no time for guesses. Finn, play the clip.
Absorbing Man returns in this year's Banquet Realm event, and he's primed to crush the contest like never before. With monster immunities and resistances, massive vulnerability, and devastating bursts of damage, he's the brawler that buff-heavy champions avoid at all costs. How will this tanky force of mayhem reshape the battle realm? Stay tuned to find out who else is joining him.
It's the bald guy. The bald guy is coming in the Realm event. Again, things are still in tuning as of right now. We're looking to put a selector between these 2 champions in the Realm event. We're also exploring putting them into like the milestone web store track during the event as well. But yeah, Absorbing Man, guaranteed coming. Nimrod, guaranteed coming. Jane Foster, guaranteed coming. I can't give you all the fun stuff 2 months in advance, but I can give you stuff all between now and the next stream. How about that? So coming in December, there's going to be 9 champions released in the 7-star pool. Jane Foster in the Founders Keepers box, Nimrod in the Founders Keepers box, Absorbing Man in the Realm event, Summoners Fest live stream, well, maybe you'll find something else out. Got some question marks in between because, you know, kind of very similar to how we did the Heart of Fire event. I love kind of just like, you know, giving you guys little videos, little bits and bops, here we go every week, right? So I love to just make it fun, get people excited about champions coming because champions are fun, man. At the end of the day, we all love champions. It's Marvel Contest of Champions. We want to be excited about the champions that are coming, the champions that we're playing, all this kind of stuff. Ghost Rider when? That's still happening, by the way. The Ghost Rider rework is 100% happening. That's next year. He's getting like a new champion release slot, all that fun stuff. But yeah, essentially how this is going to be is that Summoners Fest live stream, we're going to be showing you something else when it comes to these champions. And then the week after on social media and all that fun stuff, there's going to be another one. The week after that, another one. The week after that, another one. And then on the live stream, I'll show you the 2 final ones. So stay tuned to our socials and upcoming live streams to learn the full slate. Super excited, man. So I'm really excited about all the champion content coming. Yondu's absolutely insane. Super Skrull feels incredible as a 7-star. It's a great time to be a Champions fan. All right. Speaking of great time to be a fan, we got a really fun thing coming up next week, and that is Summoners Fest and I cannot wait to talk about that. We're bringing back Kabam Dork to the live stream to talk all about it, but let's get a little video just kind of showing off some Summoners Fest goodness so Dork can cross over the cap.
The special 2, that's FinTech, your world champion!
All right, man. So that's Summoners Fest. I feel like we've seen that trailer quite a bit. Honestly, I just needed a way for Dave to cross over the camera without it being too awkward. So now, if we pan to the full shot here, we got my buddy, Kabam Dork, back in the house. What is going on,
We've
dude?
done much worse. We've actually just walked right in front of the camera.
We really could have.
It's all
really
good. It's
but
all good.
I do enjoy that trailer quite a bit that James put together, and it's a great thing. So let's go ahead and show it. But yeah, man, let's talk a little bit about Summoners Fest. You've been working so unbelievably hard on this the past couple of months, and let's kind of just can we get the slideshow up, Finny? Kind of just give you some time to talk about what's coming. Talk all about it. Go for it, man.
Well, so right there, it's right there on the screen. Summoners Fest, November 8th and 9th. It's going to be right here in Vancouver, headquarters of Kabam, and we're really excited. Hopefully it doesn't rain too hard, but
that's Vancouver for you.
But look, I hear everybody loves the drops anyway, so we're going to have a whole lot of them. So have a real great time. Also, you get to meet the devs. You get to play unreleased content. That is content that has not yet entered the game by your hands, but it has in ours, and we get to share that with all of you. And that's going to be in a little place called the Kabam Kitchen, which we're now calling Kabam Test Kitchen, because some people thought we were serving food, and we're not doing that. We're serving games and a good time. So, yeah, I mean, if you thought it was pancakes, that's fine, but there will be flat things there in the form of iPads and phones.
Oh my God.
Right. So, no food in the Kabam Kitchen. All right. So, also, massive reveals and roadmap teasers. I mean, it's going to kind of be like what we do here on the live stream every single month, except turned up to 11, except it's going to be November 8th and 9th, not the 11th. But still, right around there, it's going to be great. I've got Kabam Vincent over there in the corner, like, he's just shaking his head the whole time. Everything I'm saying, he's like, no, it's not. Not good, but hey, I haven't been on here for a while, except for last time. And then, so I guess you haven't had a lot of the puns. All right, let me finish going through that list. Sorry, I'm gonna finish get back into it. All right, so we've got Battle Round Brawl is back. Twitch drops are back. Beat the Boss is also back.
I'm excited for that one. Very excited.
If you watch the trailer, right, there was a point where we're all at Comic-Con. It's like me, it's Lags, and if you guys remember. Yeet OS was in there as well, and yours truly was in that shot with no beard. So if you've never seen me without a beard, that's really scary. But at the same time, we were playing a lot of Beat the Boss. So you get in the line, you try to beat the boss, try to get the best time, see if you can get on the top 5, and if you can, you end up in the finals for a really, really cool prize. So that is back. It's a really great time. You'd be surprised how much fun it is to just stand in line waiting to play Beat the Boss, but you have your own game in your hand next to someone else who also plays MCOC, which is also insane because I can't find anybody in my city. Like, you go somewhere and you're like, oh, what is that? Oh, wow, you're actually playing MCOC?
I know, it's crazy when you're on. You know what? No, really interesting thing. Obviously, I fly out here every month for the streams and other stuff as well.
Is that how you get here?
That is.
I thought you walked here.
That would take so long.
Yeah.
So I was actually at the airport. This is maybe 2 months ago. And I'm dropping off my bags. And the guy who's taking my bags, he looks at me for like, and he's staring at me for a solid like 8 seconds, and he goes, "You look familiar." And I was like, "Do I?" What? I got one of those faces, and he's like, "Marvel Contest of Champions," and I was like, "No way." Karate Mike, and I was like, "Shut up." I actually said something a lot meaner because I was so surprised. I'm not going to say it on stream in a nice way.
You don't even say those kinds of words.
Of course not.
Wow.
Of course not. And we got to talking, and I was like, dude, you better come out to Summoners Fest, man. So if you're watching right now, I'm not going to dox where you're from and everything, but if you're watching I expect to see you next week. He did say he might try to come on now, but it's so exciting when you run into somebody who plays Marvel Contest of Champions in the wild.
Absolutely,
It's
man.
so much fun.
Absolutely. All right, and that last thing, you don't have to bring it back up. The last thing on the list was the wheel is back. So if you've spun the wheel before, you've been to Comic-Con, you spun that really loud wheel, we've done some work on it. Like, it's not as loud, but it's still pretty loud. But hey, if you don't get the clicks, then, I was going to rhyme it with something, but I can't think of anything that's going to work on this stream. So we're going to move on, but there's a lot of really great prizes out there.
And another thing as well, can we get the slideshow back up, Finn? So one thing I was seeing is a bunch of people were saying like, hey, what about a virtual audience? Well, dude, oh my God. I mean, we're going to be doing
we're going to get to that. What? You're preempting the thing, man.
Hey, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I got really excited about the virtual audience.
I think you're getting a little too controlling with the controller there.
Yeah,
Okay,
okay,
all right. So what about people that are not there? Well, this is going to be live streamed, of course, and we are going to have Twitch drops, and boy, do we have Twitch drops. There's a lot of juicy Twitch drops in there, and there's actually more than that, but I couldn't fit all of that on the screen. So just make sure that you tune in. Lots of stuff, lots of really great things. Rebirth crystals, you've got rank up gems, you've got other rank up gems for like relics, you've got shards, and you got one big juicy crystal out there. Make sure that you are Valiant though, so that you can get the best of the best from the fest. Otherwise, you'll get stuck with the rest.
But the rest is still good too.
It is good.
Yeah,
it is
very,
good.
very good.
Yeah. All right. So, and then we had some questions about AFKO.
That's right, we did. But we also have a
AFKO.
schedule if you want to talk
Do we
about
have
the
a schedule
schedule
first?
Yeah.
All right. So we'll get into that later. All right. So we're gonna run through this. So we're gonna start up this whole program. It's a lot of stuff. There's gonna be a lot of people there. A lot of people from Kabam, especially myself and Mike, and we're gonna be commentating through all of it. So we've got Summoners Fest tonight. What is that? That's kind of a Tonight Show version of an opening keynote. That's gonna be a lot of fun. Hosted by yours truly and his truly. And his truly also. All three of us. There we go. We're all going to do that. Then we're going to jump into Battle Realm Brawl. The semifinals start with our 8 semifinalists. And then we run into something we're calling MCOC, The Evolution Begins. We have a lot of really great stuff planned, not only for the rest of the year, but also into 2026. You're not going to want to miss that. So make sure you tune in or you show up, or one or the other, but that's going to be a really great time. Now, you can see that our days are split into 3 pieces. We've got the things happening on our main stage, which is beautiful, by the way. I didn't want to spoil that. This is something new. You've never seen anything like this. Then we've got our side events. So these are things that you can do. They're scheduled at certain times. So we're going to have things like a champion design workshop, so you can go in and see, like, take a peek behind the curtains, give it a try for yourself kind of thing. It's going to be really cool. We've got a writer's room. I don't know who's heading that one up. Do we have a writer here? I think we have a writer.
I think we have a writer.
We have a writer here. Vincent will be heading up the writer's room, talking about how stories are made, how to connect narratives, how to talk with the art teams and the game teams on putting all that stuff together, so you guys can definitely not press that skip button, because I know you guys like reading that. There's a very specific fan set for that, and Vincent loves all of you. All right, and we've got our dev Q&A, so you can come in, you can ask all the burning questions that you want, and the devs will answer them. So most of them, all of them, kind of. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. All right, and then we've got stations. These are happening throughout the entire day. So you can go in, you can beat the boss whenever you like. We're gonna have something called Battle Realm All. You want to sit down and play against your friends, play against someone who's you haven't seen for a while, or you made a new friend at Summoners Fest. You can sit down and you can play together head to head, and then there will be devs that show up, and you can try to beat the devs too. So that's going to be a really, really good time. We're putting our PC stations together with our Kabam kitchen. Again, no food, but the PC stations will most likely be on laptops, so they'll also be flat, but you can pretend at the same time, so that'll be there. And we're going to have our creator corner, so you can meet up with your favorite content creators. It's a really, really beautiful spot. And the wheel corner, which we already talked about, and Kabam Kitchen, we already talked about. So
that's right.
It's going to be a really, really good time. So you can see there on day 2, we've got more fun stuff. We're going to leave that one as a little bit of a surprise for you. And who wants to be a summoner? If it sounds familiar, there's a reason for that. It's going to be a good time. It's MCOC themed, so we really hope all you guys love that. we're going to have our Battle Round Brawl finals, and within those finals, we're also going to have the finals for Beat the Boss, so it's like finalception. There's like finals within finals, including AFKO finals. So we're going to talk about that in a bit, and then we're going to have a big old closing, and yeah, so it's going to be a good time.
It's going to be a great time.
It's going to be a really, really great time. Okay, you're good. Okay, yeah, there was a lot of rustling going on over there. All right, and so yeah, as you can see there, we've got our side events on day 2. Those are going to be a good time. We're going to have a second set of Dev Q&A because we figured you might have a lot of questions after we announce all of the stuff. So we made a second session just for that, and we're going to have some people talking about MCOC going from mobile to PC. I know we talked about that a little bit when we were releasing PC and how PC is really kind of like the gateway for all the really great things that you've had. One of the main things have been like 60 frames per second. That was supposed to be a PC thing, and that ended up being like, hey, you know what? We can actually put that over here. So a really, really great key for you. And then we're going to have kind of like an open forum dev panel where the devs are just going to talk about just kind of things in abstract, what's going on in the game, what they're thinking about for the future, outside of the things that are kind of planned in the Evolution Begins. So I think it's going to be really great, and yeah, that's Summoners Fest.
I'm extremely excited. By the way, if you come to Summoners Fest, I expect you to come up and say hi. So don't be shy, come up, say hi. I cannot wait to see everybody there in person if you're coming. It's going to be very exciting.
You should just like threw in why. You're already rhyming, right? Don't be shy. Come say hi. Why?
Yeah.
Because my name is Mike.
Yeah, okay. Well, listen, man. How about you do the jokes and I'll make the pretty slideshow, okay? So how about we talk a little bit about AFKO? Talk about this.
All right, so AFKO, this is an auto fight battle royale. We've got the brackets down to 32, so essentially, what we were going to do is we were going to like feature them on the live streams, but they were like, well, there's like 32 of these, so we kind of like let those auto play on their own. So you can see the brackets. These are the results of those brackets, and these are going to be the ones that we're going to feature at Summoners Fest. So they're gonna kind of be our little palette cleansers in between some of the battles that we see in Battle Round Brawl, and it's actually pretty interesting. I looked at some of the ones that were in the 32 brackets, and it's kind of fun to commentate on. So hope you guys have a good time watching that. We'll be featuring the rest of them. We will feature the champion at Summoners Fest, and that is AFKO.
All right. Super, super fun stuff. It's going to be a fun little palette cleanser in between the matches, essentially, for Battle Royale Brawl, and we're setting up all the new devices for the contestants and everything. So yeah, reminder, by the way, if you did not do the giveaway, playcontestofchampions.com/stream giveaway. We are very, very close to announcing the winners for that. However, we're getting toward the end of the stream, but there is one more thing that's coming in November.
Towers?
Play the video.
I see this game everywhere I look. I'd be lying if I said I didn't miss it. I miss the community even more. Sometimes I wonder, what is that? And why does it have my initials on it? What would be more foolish? Jumping into the ocean for what could merely be a piece of trash, or never taking a chance for fear of looking like a fool? Well, if I can be a fool either way, then I at least want to know what's inside of this box. Note to self for the future: learn how to swim. That's alright, no one was around to see me struggle for the last 90 minutes, and well, now the box is all mine. It's time to find out what's inside, and why is it glowing like this? And is that a note? From who? I need your help. It's about the egg? Oh no, of course, that's what this is all about. The egg event from last year with the ISO-infused shell fragments. I still keep the remnants of the egg around my chest as a tribute to its power and grace. Put this on and meet me at Kabam headquarters. Karate Mike.
Mike? I've been waiting for you. We've all been waiting for you. We found a way to make Venom the Duck better.
Better? I should probably be listening to Mike right now, but he just keeps pointing at egg equals egg, whatever that means. I mean, how hard can it be to turn Venom the Duck into the most powerful champion in the Battle Realm anyway?
Take me to the ISO Forge.
Take you to the what?
The ISO Forge. I'm ready to go to the ISO Forge.
Oh, you think this is like a real place?
Yes.
No, this is like an event that we're running in-game.
In-game?
Yeah.
So then why am I dressed like an egg?
I don't know. Why are you dressed like an egg?
You told me to!
No, I didn't.
Yet. That wasn't you?
There is one more thing coming in November. There has been some unusual eggs spotted around the Battle Realm, and we need your help investigating just what those might be. So keep an eye on your account for any potential unusual eggs and what they might mean. We don't really know, but we're gonna have to find out together. All right, so that's coming soon. Stay tuned for more details. And that's pretty much all there is to it. We got some giveaways to give away. Let's go for the wide shot here for this one, please, because we have a wonderful buddy in a costume. Can we go for the wide shot? There he is.
You told me everyone was dressing up.
I told you everyone was not dressing up.
We got giveaways.
We got giveaways here. Okay, so can we get the giveaways on the screen? On the screen, giveaways. There we go. Yeah. All right. So up first for the Titan Crystal, we got Paul, Comics, Asa, Zanaverdi 7, Knox Box, Goetia, and Sunsets Are Cool 11111222. Yes, they are.
Yes, they are.
And then for your champion choice between Spider-Man or Lizard, you got, or I guess Cassie, if you want. You got Udashi, Zero, Ovets, Iguanadala, Martini Hughes 94, yes, and Dr. Doom 82. Congratulations to our 10 winners. The first 5 get a Titan Crystal. The next 5 get a 7-star champion choice between Lizard, Spider-Man Paviter, or Cassie Lang. And that's pretty much all there is for the stream. Real quick, let's get a wide shot, full screen view of this if we can. Not of my face, of the pretty graphic. There we go. Yeah, so we got Summoners Fest coming up, the Regal Ravager sale coming up, top of the charts, Tower side quests, and lots of new champions coming soon, and also maybe some mysterious, unusual eggs. So that is super fun. That is everything coming in November. Absolutely always excited to be here with you guys. I loved sitting down, spending the time with all of you. And yeah, until next time, and very soon as Summoners Fest, I will see y'all. Let's get the wide shot for the ending here. Wide shot number 3. There it is! Dave, get in here.
I'm here.
In the Battle Realm.